ही गैंग, टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग जो भारत को खंडित करना चाहते हैं, वो न्यूज क्लिक उस संस्था का जो है हेड कर रहा है, पुरकायस्त उसका मालिक है। उसके सारे पैसे में कहां से मिले, कैसे नक्सलाइट को दिए गए, कैसे माओवादियों को दिए गए, कैसे शर्मा को, रोहिणी सिंह को, या मान लीजिए स्वाति चतुर्वेदी जैसे लोगों को केवल भारत के खिलाफ एक माहौल बनाने के लिए चाइनीज पैसा दे रहे हैं।
Now that was a snippet of BJP MP Nishikant Dubey's speech. Some of the remarks he had made were expunged from Parliament records, but surprisingly they were restored on the House website later in the evening. Meanwhile, Congress party had called the comments baseless and libelous. So when can remarks or words spoken in Parliament be expunged? What is the process to do so and how relevant is it? Let's find out in this video. Let's look at the process of expunging. The expunging of certain words, sentences, phrases, or portions of a speech from the records is a fairly routine procedure. The decision on which parts of the proceedings are to be expunged lies with the presiding officer of the House. Now, the provision was introduced to make sure the freedom of speech guaranteed inside Parliament is not misused. Under Article 1052 of the Constitution, quote unquote, no member of Parliament shall be liable to any proceedings in any court in respect of anything said in Parliament or any committee thereof. However, this does not mean MPs can say whatever they want inside the House. So, the speech of MPs is subject to number 1, discipline of the rules of Parliament, number 2, good sense of its members, and number 3, the control of proceedings by the Speaker. Now, these checks ensure that MPs cannot use defamatory or indecent or undignified or unparliamentary words inside the House. And Rule 380, expunction of the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha says, quote unquote, if the Speaker is of the opinion that words have been used in debate which are defamatory or indecent or unparliamentary or undignified, the Speaker may, while exercising discretion, order that such words be expunged from the proceedings of the House. Now, Rule 381 says, quote unquote, the portion of the proceedings of the House so expunged shall be marked by asterisks and an explanatory footnote shall be inserted in the proceedings as follows, quote unquote, expunged as ordered by the chair. Now that you know the rules, how is the decision to expunge taken? K. Srinivasan, who is the former director of the Lok Sabha Secretariat, had earlier told the Indian Express that if a member uses a word that could be unparliamentary or indecent and hurts the decorum or dignity of the House, the head of the reporting section sends it to the Speaker or the presiding officer, citing relevant rules and precedents with a recommendation to expunge them. That's not all. The Speaker has the discretion under Rule 380 to expunge the word or usage. Once the Speaker expunges the word or usage, it comes back to the reporting section, which removes the word from the records and mentions in the proceedings as, quote unquote, expunged as ordered by the chair. At the end of the session, a compilation of words removed from the records along with reasons is sent to the Speaker's office, Sunset TV, and the editorial service for information. The context in which a word or sentence is used is key to making the decision on whether to expunge. That's what Srinivasan sir said. Now, what happens after a word has been expunged? Expunged portions of the proceedings cease to exist in the records of Parliament. In fact, they can no longer be reported by media houses, even though they may have been heard during the live telecast. Now, however, the proliferation of social media has introduced challenges in the watertight implementation of expunction orders. When there is a live telecast of Parliament's proceedings, people watch, tweet, and record it. And by the time Parliament updates its record, the deleted parts have already been circulated widely and shared extensively on social media. Now, this creates a disconnect between the speeches in the parliamentary record and the publicly available version online. This situation also leads to the question, the big question, if people have already seen, recorded, and reported on the speech, how much of an impact does expunction have?